I've never done this before. So it's a new adventure, right? We're going to find stuff out. We're going to learn stuff. We're going to make mistakes. We're going to get messy. I feel like singing the Magic School Bus song, Well, and that's really just because I'm like hiding all of the depression that I feel inside right now over the fact that the truck is dead. And the thing is, I think it's pretty dead. Like, really dead. It's fine. But it's fine. We're going to find out, aren't we? Together. Well, good morning from snowy Pennsylvania. We're no longer in Gap. We're about 5 miles or 6 miles east of there. We're going into Philadelphia today. And, well, not all the way into Philadelphia, thank goodness. Because last time I went all the way into Philadelphia, I was impressed by what I could do, but I don't want to do it again, if you know what I mean. So we're going to Brookhaven, Pennsylvania to unload this stuff we got in the trailer. And then we're going to probably come back to Gap and try to find something out of this area. Usually out of Lancaster, but try to find something out of this area going somewhere else. So anyway, I guess I feel like that one caused an accident because of a bumper back there on the side of the road. Anyway, all right, enjoy the scenery along US 30 here, which, interesting fact, and I say this every time, and if you are a religious person, like religiously watch my videos, then you'll know that US 30 is the oldest highway in America. It's originally the Lincoln Highway, and it was the very first highway built across the United States from the East Coast to the West Coast. And if I recall correctly, and I'm a little fuzzy on the details, but I think that the highway was built, I think it goes from New York Times Square to either Portland, Oregon, or it goes to San Francisco, which I think it's San Francisco. And it's not US 30 all the way across, but it is US 30 for a majority of the trip. And I want to say it changes in like Utah, I think, because I want to say that US 50 becomes the Lincoln Highway somehow at some point. Maybe, I'm not sure. So, but I think it may be US 30 all the way across, but I know US 30, where does it go? It's got to go to San Francisco. Anyway, so US 30, Lincoln Highway, oldest highway in America, and we're going to take it into the Philadelphia area, as far as we can into the Philadelphia area, and then we're going to be on some other Pennsylvania back roads. So anyway, join me, won't you? That was awkward. I'm sorry. $1 million worth of equipment. They're letting me play with it. Oh yeah, loads of fun. Okay, so that's fucking cool. I think I took some video of these things out of the truck coming, like, well, hey, they're battery powered airplane tugs is what they are, and they're made for military airplanes or whatever, and they're built by a company called Towflex. And you look Towflex up on the internet, they're a pretty neat company or whatever, and I've seen the little ones, but never these big ones. And everything. Well, apparently, I don't know the whole story about them, but they got to go back to Germany. That's what I know. So, and I was taking them off the military base to Pennsylvania to drop them off so they could be shipped from there back to Germany to the company that built them. So, and anyway, the remote control, they got a big like remote control box. You know, you gotta hold with both hands. And so I was, they got it off the trailer, first one off the trailer, and it worked great. And the guy goes, and the guy goes, you want to do it? And I was like, sure. So he hands me the thing. He goes, this is your this is your that, and just go. And I'm like, okay. So I took off, you know, and drove the thing. You know, he walked behind it. So drove the thing up and into the building, up, down, and around into the building and everything. Second one didn't work. They think the battery's dead on the remote. Third one worked great. I actually rode on it. That's probably wasn't supposed to do that, but whatever. Anyway, so drove it up to the side of the building and everything, and it worked perfectly. So anyway, we are now, where are we? Ooh, this is Gradyville, Pennsylvania. I came through going the other direction, and I thought it was fucking beautiful. So I'm glad I got to pass back through here so you guys can get a view of it. Anyway, so we're heading back to Gap, Pennsylvania right now. When we get to Gap, we're going to try to find our next load. But this load got me in touch with a military contractor who it's his job to basically like move stuff to military bases or from military bases. And I've got a call with him in about 10-20 minutes. We're going to talk about doing some more stuff for them, so which is a little more lucrative, and I'm hoping that it goes well, you know, and that we can actually get in on some better paying loads. So anyway, yeah, that's pretty much it. But in the meantime, heading back to Gap. We get set up at Gap. We'll get a Dr. Pepper out of the fridge and try to find a load. So that was a neat little house. Oh, that is a pretty house. I'm just saying. I hope you saw that. are in Harper's Ferry. I think we might still be in Maryland right now, but we also might be in West Virginia. I'm not 100% sure. We just crossed the Potomac. That is the Potomac just to my right here, that you're seeing through the trees right now. And so we're down here because we picked up a load in Milton, Pennsylvania last night, heading for Clarksville, Arkansas. We headed out of there because there was ice coming. It's supposed to start this morning. We are now in West Virginia. So we're currently in Harper's Ferry, West Virginia. There was supposed to be some ice that was going to fall and freeze over the roadways up there. And it was going to be a treacherous drive to try to get out of there. So we ran south about 200 miles or so to a place called the Gettysburg Travel Plaza and set up there and woke up this morning to nice dry roads. So that set me up to have to come through Harper's Ferry in order to get into like Virginia and everything. So that's where we are right now, and just enjoying the fucking scenery. And it's absolutely gorgeous. And during the summertime, I've been through here during the summertime, the spring and fall or whatever, and all these trees have all the greenery on them and everything. And it's a fucking gorgeous trip either way. So it's not as pretty as some other places around the country, but it's still a very pretty area. So I wanted to make sure that you guys got to see it today. It is the 23rd of January 2024. It's just about 1 o'clock, about 5 till 1 Eastern Standard Time. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So, whoa, look at that old International. That's cool. It's a very good view. Anyway, we're gonna head down into Virginia, pick up some fuel. I bought a little in Pennsylvania, which I'm not happy about, but we're gonna head down to Virginia, pick up some fuel, and then we're gonna keep on keeping on from there, and try to get down into somewhere in Tennessee tonight. And I doubt I'm gonna make it all the way into Arkansas, but I might. We'll see what happens. So anyway, I guess enjoy the scenery. I know I am. Raffine. I always feel like this place gives Raffine, Virginia. I think it's called Raffine, I'm not sure. But we're in Virginia. And I think that this place gives Iowa 80 almost a run for its money. It's a pretty big fucking place. And I, for the life of me, cannot remember how to get the fuck out of here. Oh, that's no truck exit. Okay. So we're gonna make a left and then a right. Good eye candy in this place, though. I mean trucks. Let's just be clear. probably the heaviest load I've hauled in a while. 43,000 pounds, 43,800 pounds or whatever. So the truck's weighing about 77,000 pounds, and she's having to work for it. So I'm trying to take it easy on her a little bit. I don't really like loading the truck up that high, but I don't like loading any truck up that high. I'd prefer that they, I'd prefer that they have an easy life, personally. But, you just got to do what you got to do sometimes. And this is one of those times where I had to do what I had to do. So, anyway, just stopped for fuel at Petro in Stanton, Virginia, what used to be White's Travel Center. And we are now getting back on the road. I do not know how far I'm going to go tonight, or at all. So, we're going to find out together, But anyway, so, but I thought you guys would enjoy that. Let's get out of here. Try to make some miles. We are not in the truck. I don't know if you could tell or not, but looks like a hotel room. It's because it is a hotel room. Lucille died today. Like, that's not an exaggeration. Like, about a minute altogether. I was climbing a hill here in Virginia, and I was on the phone with some friends, and all of a sudden, I got the little, stop engine light, little red light of death, basically. And immediately thought, what the hell's wrong? And started making my way over to the shoulder. And it binged at me, and I started scanning gauges, and I looked over at the oil pressure temperature, and the oil pressure temperature was 280. No, the oil temperature was 280 degrees. Well, not good. And it binged at me again. I turned on the fan, thinking maybe I just needed to cool it off or whatever, just park on the side of the road, let it sit. And before I get to the side of the road, I noticed that my oil pressure was down to 10 psi. And then the engine stopped turning. That was it. It was done. It's a very distinct sound when an engine is locked up. There's this clunk from the starter engaging, and then there's this and then that's it. It's heart-crushingly sickening. I don't know how to describe it. It's there is this like just empty feeling in your chest when you're on the side of a mountain in Virginia, and your only way off the mountain is now a rock or a giant boulder, and you know it. You know it in your heart. You know, you've heard that sound before, and so I let it cool off. I got out and looked and checked. There was no oil in it. I lost it at some point. The rest of the oil that I had in the truck, I lost it in between the time I got up on yesterday morning and the time it died. And that was at an astronomical rate compared to how I had been losing it. So, I called a tow truck. They came out and they towed me about 20 miles to a shop. And the tow truck driver said the same thing, and the guy that I talked to at the shop said the same thing. I called them this morning to double check and see what they thought, because somebody in my life was like, well, call them and check and just see if they have the same opinion. And I kind of started in with, I said, let me, he goes, I called him and I said, look, I'm 100% sure that the engine's locked up. And he goes, that's kind of what I heard from what I heard yesterday. And I said, okay. I said, people want me to get you to tell me that the engine's locked up. And he goes, well, I could send a mechanic out there to look at it. And I was like, no. I was like, those mechanics got more important things to do. I don't want to waste the mechanic's time going out to look at an engine that I already know is locked up. And I said, so let me tell you what happened. And so I explained it to him, and I got to the part about the oil temp being 280 degrees. And he just goes, yeah, she's fucked. I was like, wow. I was like, I even described the other things that make me sure that it's locked up, and you already think it's locked up. And he goes, 280 degrees is bad. He goes, but you can keep going. And so I told him about the other stuff, and he goes, no, that's all. Like, each one of those things individually, with the fact that the engine just stopped, means that the engine is locked up. And you have all of them together at one time. So he said, we can put an engine in it. And I was just like, I don't think we're going to be doing that. And he said, okay. So, more than likely, Lucille is going to get sold to the shop there. And they're either going to put an engine in it themselves, or they're going to cut her up. It is what it is. Am I heartbroken over it? Yes. I really like that truck. And to top it all off, what's available is nothing that I'm interested in. All automatics, with there's some Kenworth T680s and a Volvo. So, needless to say, I've got a rental car outside. In the morning, we're going to get up and we're going to get in it and we're going to drive to Florida, because that's where the company that I run with is out of Florida, and that's where the other trucks are. And we're going to go get another truck, and we're going to come back, and we're going to hook it to the trailer, and we're going to finish the load. But Lucille's dead. And that is that, as far as that truck is concerned. So, yep. Anyway, onward and upward. It's the best I can say. And we're gonna head down tomorrow. I need to go buy Lucille and get some stuff out tomorrow morning on the way out, and then we'll go on from there. So, anyway, tomorrow's a new day. Okay, I think we got everything situated now. So, I keep looking for my phone, which it's right there, because I'm looking for it. The reason I'm looking for it is because it's not where I think it should be. I think it should be over here. I'm in like the wrong damn sitting position as far as all this is concerned. Everything's in the wrong freaking position as far as this is all concerned. Just like this is just not the ideal situation. So, but there's good news and there's bad news, right? So the good news is that we got a one-way rental. The good news, okay. Well, what are we thinking as far as good news is concerned? Okay, so good news. I could not have broken down in a better position, right? The truck stopped about the 122 on I-81 South, and it just so happens that a friend of mine, his father lives right in the area. I mean, within 10 miles of that point on the highway. So I was able to, I was able to get a hotel. I was able to get to the car rental place. The car rental place did not want to rent me a car. I don't have a credit card. I've always done everything cash in my entire life, and I've been reconsidering that because I've run into a couple of issues. Oh. Hi, an update. It's early morning on the 25th, I believe. And we're in, I'm not sure where we are. We're in Florida. So, let me show you. There's Pepper. There's my trash from when we ate earlier. Here's the view outside. And here's the deal. So I think we're gonna camp out in the car tonight. I was looking at like hotel rooms and stuff, like in the area, and they want like almost $200 for a night, and I wasn't really prepared for that. So we're gonna like sleep in the car tonight. I got all my stuff. There's my fridge, my coffee maker. There's food in that, which may or may not be good after this. My microwave, all that stuff, and then the trunk of the car is absolutely jam-packed with shit. So we basically moved out of Lucille, and we're down here. I drove by Winter Haven, where some of the trucks are kept. I wanted to see if I could see a truck, and I had the gate code, so I thought I could get in, and I couldn't get in. Apparently the gate code changed, so couldn't go in and look at the two trucks that are there. There's supposed to be a blue T680, I think, there, and a black T680. So the black one's like a 2015 T680, and the blue one's like a 2020 or 2019 T680 or something like that. And then the ones that are down in Fort Myers, there's a yellow one and a burnt orange one, and then and then there's a Volvo. So the Volvo may be an 860, and I don't want to drive a Volvo. I really don't. Like, I'm serious. I don't want to drive a Volvo. However, I think since the plan for me personally at this point is to drive a truck, save up my money, and buy the truck that I want. So like the Peterbilt that I want, and then drive it and put money into it, right? I think I'm gonna go for comfort over like style this time. They're all automatics apparently, but again, comfort over style, I suppose. So that way, like, I can be comfortable doing the thing. So if it's an 860 Volvo versus a T680 that has like the swivel seat that turns around, I don't know. I gotta look at the trucks, and then I gotta pick one pretty quickly because I gotta get all this stuff out and get this rental car back to Enterprise by like 1 o'clock tomorrow. So anyway, and then as soon as I pick the truck out, we gotta get everything hooked up so I can hoof it back to Virginia, because I've got to pick up the trailer. They've rescheduled the delivery for Monday at like 3:30 or something like that in the afternoon. So anyway, that's what's going on right now. There wasn't a whole lot of scenery today. It was like foggy and rainy and stuff, and all the good stuff. And then by the time we got to sunshine and shit, it was like we were in like the Carolinas or whatever. South Carolina and Georgia, and it was flat and trees everywhere. So, and if you know what Georgia looks like, you know what, like, flat and trees look like, you know. So, anyway, that's it. I'm going to try to get some sleep here in the car, and then, hopefully nobody's going to come and bother me for a little while. I'd like a more secluded spot, but, the nearest, like, rest area is a little further south. We're on, like, US 17. And the nearest rest area is a little further south. And, it's not actually a rest area. It's just, like, a place that you pull out. So I kind of figured this gas station is probably a little safer. So, anyway. It should be fine, right? It should be fine. Alright. See you tomorrow. Well, I can tell you that I'm heartbroken. There's Lucille with the little white whale tail on top. So she is, let's see if I can, that truck right there. I'm tearing up a little bit on this one. I didn't know that, I should know that I could get emotional over a vehicle. I've done it before. I had a 87 Buick Century that I put a lot of time and money into, and a guy pulled out in front of me, and I T-boned him at an intersection. He was in the wrong, and I lost that car, and I loved that car. And I kept that car after the insurance settled with me with the intention of rebuilding it, but after a while, I kept it around for 5 years or so, and after a while I realized I was never going to get to it and needed to go ahead and get rid of it, so I did. There's a lot of stress that came up this week with this situation that I'm probably still tense about it. I have not processed the emotions, which apparently I'm going to do now. and it's because I could hear in the video the sound of that truck. Man, this is ridiculous. This is as real as it gets, you know? That's so stupid. Oh my gosh. Hey everybody. So, okay, I thought that was a wire. See that line right there? I thought that was a wire hanging down on my truck, and I was like, oh, okay. So here's the deal. Obviously, this video's been about a month overdue. And the reason is because it's been kind of painful to try to make the video. You saw there just now that I was literally crying over the sound of that truck. I started to make that video about 2 weeks ago, and I could hear the turbo whine in the background. I could hear the turbo whine in the video, and I kind of lost it. So I decided that I would put it off for a little bit. Well, other things have ensued since then, and not a calamity of issues, but just like a comedy of events, I suppose, if you want to really look at it in that way. So, to go back a little bit and kind of give you a synopsis, we rented the car, we drove to Florida, we picked out a Peterbilt automatic, and I will say that after driving an automatic for a week, I will never drive an automatic again. I'm in a 2020 389 with a stick, again, 18 speed, and an extended shifter, which I kind of like the extended shifter. I always wanted that. It's nice that this truck came with it. I'll try to get a picture of it. I think I've got a picture of this truck already, maybe? I'm not sure. So, I'll look at my files and see. But we picked up a banana yellow, Peterbilt 579 with an automatic and bobtailed back to Virginia from Fort Myers, Florida. We got to Virginia, we picked up the trailer and we took off, and we went on to Arkansas to deliver the load. I picked up a load from Houston. I picked up a load from the Arkansas area, went down to Houston to drop it off. Dropped it off in Houston, and the one thing about that yellow Peterbilt was that it had no heat at all. And so I could not figure it out. I kept stopping to open the hood, see if I could figure something out, and there was nothing. I couldn't figure out anything. So from Houston, I drove home to try to fix the truck. Well, that took about a week, waiting on parts and other things, trying to figure out, like, what are we going to do about trying to put heat in, and how can we do this, and so that it works, and blah, blah, blah. And the day that I had it all put back together and ready to go, I got a phone call. And I knew that there was another truck available in the DFW area, and I knew it was this truck that was available in the DFW area. So I called the boss and I said, hey, I've heard that there's another long nose available in the DFW area. I would prefer, it's an 18-speed, I would prefer to drive it because it's not automatic. And he said, well, there's a guy that was his truck originally, and I want to see if he wants it back. And he's in something else he doesn't really like, so let me get a hold of him. Well, I've been waiting about a week to hear back, and hadn't really heard anything. And then the guy that originally was in this truck called me and said he was going to let me have this truck. And he was going to let me have this truck, and he was going to keep the truck that he was in. So we talked about the truck for a little while, and that was like Friday, so like a little over a week ago. And I had some personal stuff that I wanted to do, so I went off and did that. Then Saturday I went and picked this truck up, brought it back, and discovered that it has no AC. And that there were a couple other issues. The other thing was the fuel filter gauge was sitting at like 20, and with a red light on going down the highway. And so that was going to have to be fixed. Well, then we had to wait for fuel filters, and then we had to wait for this part, and then we had to wait for that part to try to get this truck going. And it's just, I'm getting aggravated because you know, we're a smaller company, and people are hiring out to come and run these trucks, and they're not being responsible and taking care of the trucks like they should. So, and I'm catching hell as far as trying to fix the trucks are concerned. So it's kind of a little bit aggravating, but it is what it is. I was down for about 2 weeks working on the yellow Peterbilt, trying to get it taken care of, and then working on this one, trying to get it taken care of. And that was, a lot of it was just waiting on parts to arrive. And doing research, trying to figure out what was going on, because I'm not a master mechanic or a diesel mechanic, but I try to do my own work. So anyway, we finally grabbed a load Friday morning, and we are now in Iowa. I'm in Clear Lake, Iowa. Yeah. So the video should start again starting tomorrow. I'm gonna get the GoPro out tomorrow sometime and try to get it set up. I've got everything kind of set up where I'm at. Hold on. So GoPro mount is here, phone mount's here, iPad mount, and everything. And so I'm kind of set up to go ahead and start taking video and everything. I don't believe this is an extended hood. I think it's just a regular short hood, but it is a hood. So that's the thing. It is a 300-inch wheelbase, though, so that's also interesting. But anyway, so that's kind of what's been going on. That's why the video hadn't come out. The video's going out now. Hopefully you guys enjoy it, or, you know, suffer with me. It'd be kind of nice, you know, to have somebody else suffering along with me, I suppose. But anyway, there were, the other thing is that for the last 2 weeks, Lucille's fate has kind of been up and down. So, will I get her back? There's a possibility, like a really minuscule possibility that I'm going to get her back. More than likely, probably not. And that's why I'm in this truck. So, anyway, that is it. I don't have anything else to tell you about that week of my life, or the last couple weeks of my life. So anyway, that's what's been going on. And that's it. So you guys know the drill. Keep trying to set up. See you down the road.